Well, hello my lovelies, it's Murky Meg here. It's Sunday the 16th of January, and there seems to be a rather strange news article that appeared late last night by the Daily Mail. They got the scoop. They released an article that was titled, "Exclusive, Give Me Back My Bodyguards. Prince Harry threatens legal action against the government and demands return of police protection in the UK." Obviously, this went viral, but it's not quite as simple as that. A lot of people instantly, and I believe that's because the Daily Mail wanted it that way, was like, oh my god, no, he can't have security paid by the taxpayer. Absolutely not, absolutely not. That's not the whole story though. Harry apparently wants to bring Archie and Lilibet to visit from America, but he and his family are unable to return to his home because it's too dangerous, a legal representative said. This apparently follows an incident in London in the summer of 2021. It's when the Diana statue unveiling was taking place, when his security was compromised after his car was chased by paparazzi photographers as he left the event. He also was in the UK for Prince Philip's funeral. Now, the difference here is that when he visited for Prince Philip's funeral, he was met at the airport by Scotland Yard protection officers. He got our security paid for by us. Then when he came to the event in July, the Diana statue, he didn't. He had to bring his own security, and this is where he said the incident happened when he was leaving the charity event. He says that he was chased by paparazzis in his car. But as far as I can see, none of those photos ever saw the light of day. And because he's not under the protection of the royal family, being a working family member, he doesn't get that agreement between the press and Buckingham Palace that basically says that they can't infringe on their private life. So if he was chased by paparazzi, wouldn't we have seen those photos? I've certainly not seen them, and I'm all over royal coverage. But there's more to this story. The Daily Mail have completely taken down that original headline and replaced it with this headline. Exclusive, Prince Harry launches legal action against the UK government to have police protection he enjoyed before he renounced royal duties returned, claiming it is unsafe for his family to visit without it. I firmly believe, and this is just my opinion, that there was a very strongly worded email or threat towards the Daily Mail to change their headline. When I first read the article, I was so angry, but having digested a bit more information, I'm still angry, just not quite as angry. Now, his statement is very enlightening. Let me read you his statement. It says, Prince Harry inherited a security risk at birth for life. He remains sixth in line to the throne, served 2 tours of combat duty in Afghanistan, and in recent years his family have been subject to well-documented neo-Nazi and extremist threats. While his role within the institution has changed, his profile as a member of the royal family has not, nor has the threat to him and his family. Duke and Duchess of Sussex personally fund a private security team for their family, yet that security cannot replicate the necessary police protection needed whilst in the UK. In the absence of such protection, Prince Harry and his family are unable to return to his home. The Duke first offered to pay personally for the UK police protection for himself and his family in January of 2020 at Sandringham. That offer was dismissed. He remains willing to cover the cost of security as not to impose on the British taxpayer. As is widely known, others who have left public office and have inherent threat risk received police protection at no cost to them. The goal for Prince Harry has been simple: to ensure the safety of himself and his family while in the UK so his children can know his home country. During his last visit to the UK in July 2021 to unveil a statue in honour of his late mother, his security was compromised due to the absence of police protection whilst leaving a charity event. After another attempt at negotiation was also rejected, he sought a judicial review in September 2021 to challenge the decision-making behind the security procedures in the hopes that this could be re-evaluated for the obvious and necessary protection required. The UK will always be Prince Harry's home and a country he wants his wife and children to be safe in. With the lack of police protection comes too great a personal risk. Prince Harry hopes that in his petition, after close to 2 years of pleas for security in the UK, will resolve this situation It is due to a leak in a UK tabloid with surreptitious timing, we feel it necessary to release a statement setting the facts straight. So basically, Daily Mail got the story. They did ask for their comment. They went to Harry and Meghan's team and said, we're going to run this story, would you care to comment? They didn't. They declined or didn't answer. So they ran with the story. So it looks like they ran with the story and Prince Harry thought, well, no, that's not true. I'm going to release a statement. Surely it would have been better to actually state the facts in the first place. But by not giving a comment to the Daily or the Mail on Sunday's article, you've allowed this headline to run around the world. In a nutshell, Harry wants the Met Police as the protection. He doesn't want his own security team in the UK protecting him. And there is a reason for that. The first reason is that our Home Office will not share any threats that are perceived to Prince Harry with his team. They will deal with the threats themselves. So if they find that a threat to Harry is imminent, they will deal with that themselves. They will not share it or any information with his private security team. That is standard. The second one, I think, is the most important. His own private security team are not allowed to carry guns. Our Met officers, or the trained Met officers that protect the royal family, are allowed to. The ones that protect the influential within government are allowed to, but his private security team will not be allowed to carry a weapon. Now, Harry doesn't want the taxpayer to pay for his security. He said that he's quite happy to pay for the security himself for him and his family. He wants the Met Office police security. He wants our police officers to guard him, but for him to pay for that. There's only one slight problem. Our Met officers are not for sale or hire. So effectively what Harry has done is he's written a pre-action protocol letter to the Home Office indicating that they'll seek a judicial review if the police security isn't provided by the UK. That's right, he's using his grandmother's own court to fight his security needs. Now, I'd just like to say that Princess Beatrice and Eugenie don't have Met Office police unless they're at an official event where they're representing the royal family. In their private lives, they are provided by security by other means. Princess Anne, Edward and Sophie do not have protection from the Met Office unless they are on official royal duties. But what Harry wants is he wants the UK security, as in our police force, to be with him, but he's happy to pay for that. Unfortunately, they are not for sale. Now, the Queen is understood to have been made aware of Harry's latest action, which is thought to be the first time in history that a member of the royal family has brought a legal case against Her Majesty's government. That's right, Harry is going against our government. And I say quite clearly, strip him of his titles. How many times do I have to say it? Strip, strip, strip them of their titles. Can you remember when they dropped the big Mexit bombshell on their website and they put up this extraordinary long listed things, what they wanted, what they were doing. It was their Sussex Royal website, and they said that they were internationally protected people. That's what they believe they are. They believe that they should have the best security from whichever country they are in, but because they are internationally protected people. Now, internationally protected persons is a term created by a convention and refers explicitly to heads of state, heads of government, foreign ministers, ambassadors and other official diplomats and members of their families. Do you think Harry and, by proxy, Meghan fall within these internationally protected people criteria? I'd also like to sort of think back when Harry spoke. It was either in the Me You Can't See or the Dax Shepard podcast where he said that every time he flies into London, he gets panic attacks and he dreads coming here. Does he not remember what he said? The crux of the matter is that he's not saying, I don't want to pay for security. He's happy to pay for security, but he wants the best security in the UK, which is the Met Police. So he's claimed for a judicial review against our Home Office, i.e. our government, i.e. the Queen's government, of their decision not to allow him to personally pay for police protection for him and his family when he's back in the UK. Harry argues that his private protection team in America does not have adequate jurisdiction abroad or access to UK intelligence information which is needed to keep the Sussex's family safe. Harry said that the Home Office's decision is unreasonable, opaque and inconsistent. The person that I feel most sorry for in all of this drama is Her Majesty. She has reigned for nearly 70 years. She's a 95-year-old lady. I know she's spectacular and she keeps carrying on because that's her mantra. But surely, how much more stress can she take? Robert Jobson, who is an award-winning journalist and New York Times bestselling author, he also is a royal contributor, and tweeted this: seriously, how much more is the Queen, 96 next month, supposed to endure? Princes Harry and Andrew need to take a long, hard look at themselves. Her Majesty has reigned for nearly 70 years, and she's watching the reputation of the institution that she has served destroyed from within. I think that just sums it up beautifully, isn't it? Ultimately, what this all boils down to is that Harry wants the same level of protection that he had within the royal family provided to him. He was happy to pay for it, but unfortunately that service is not to buy. You can't buy it, you can't rent it, and he's throwing his toys out the pram. He's saying that there's a direct threat to his and his family's life and that he won't step foot in the UK with his family until that is provided. I'll say it again. Our security forces, our police, are not for hire. Doesn't matter who you are, you cannot hire our police force. Unfortunately, this now gives Meghan the perfect excuse never for herself or her children to step foot on British soil ever again. Ta-da! He's now seeking a judicial review to have that decision overturned in Her Majesty's court. So he is effectively taking our government, i.e. our Home Office, to court. What do you all make of it? Do you think Harry, as sixth in line to the throne, has a right to the same protection that the royal family receive and he should be allowed to pay for it? Obviously, he's aware that he will pay for it himself, but do you think he has a right to demand that a royal protection officer is present with him and his family at all times when he is in the UK? Or do you think that his own security being brought over from America should suffice? I still think it boils down to the intelligence issue and the weapons issue. His security team will not be allowed to carry weapons, and I think there lies the issue. That's why he wants the RPOs, which is the Royal Protection Officers. Do you think he is behaving absolutely rationally and he has every right to ask that and be protected by the Royal Protection Officers and it to be provided by the Met Police? Or do you think it's him completely over-egging the pudding once again and throwing his toys out the pram? Could it be that he was confused and that when he came back for Prince Philip's funeral, he got that protection, but when he came back for the Diana statue, he didn't? And I'll tell you for the reason why that happened. When he came back for Prince Philip's funeral, he was representing the Queen. It was a royal family event as such. I know it's horrible to say that about a funeral, but that's what happened. He was there on behalf of the royal family, paying his respects to his grandfather. But when he came back for the unveiling of the Diana statue, that wasn't officially a royal event. It was an event for William and Harry, which wouldn't fall under the criteria of it being a working royal event. And what about the issue of him being chased by paparazzi? Why haven't we seen any of the photos? Has he slammed them with an injunction that they weren't allowed to be released, or did it actually happen? As always, I would love to know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.